Jill's ugly sweater cosmetic features both the lightning hawk from the Resident Evil games, as well as a red herb on the back, the red herb being a common healing item found throughout the games. Wesker also has a red herb as an add-on. There are 2 characters who have more than 10 fingers. The character with the most fingers is the Dredge, with I'm not gonna count them. The second character with more than 10 is the Blight, who has 6 fingers on each hand, from what is presumably the Blighted Serum's effects. On the Knight's ultra-rare cosmetic, an arrow can be seen lodged in his knee. Oni has a similar skin, although the arrow is slightly off the knee to be fair. This may be a Skyrim reference, to the guards who will repeat the line, "I used to be an adventurer like you, then I took an arrow in the knee." The mask we recently received for Trickster, named Golden Skull Mask, is the same one we saw within the Tome 9 Crescendo trailer, but never received in the in-game rift for that tome. The Wooden Fox add-on you can see within Huntress's add-ons can be seen around her waist in the Mother Bear cosmetic set. There are 5 different killers who have an egg add-on of some kind. In the Bonbon Bonesaw cosmetic, the description reads, "A spoonful of sugar won't make this medicine go down any easier." This is a reference to Mary Poppins.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
With the addition of the Knight, he is now the character with the longest weapon in the game, surpassing Pyramid Head's Great Knife with his claymore. Oh my. Many parts of the Myers house on the reworked Haddonfield are near perfect replicas of those seen in the film, even having small details included, such as the fire truck in front of the TV set the young Myers passes on the way upstairs. The Ghostface charm Dramatic Death features 2 of Ghosty's masks, one happy and one with the typical screaming face. This is a reference to the common theatre imagery of 2 masks, representing comedy and tragedy, the 2 together perfectly capturing the 2 sides of Ghostface's character. Whilst it may seem there are very few animals in the realm, the most obvious ones being crows and rats, there are actually quite a few more. Hillbilly's honeycomb hammer confirms the existence of another creature in the realm, these being bees. You can see a few on the hammer still, although they aren't moving. On the Shattered Square map, we can also see fish for the first time, I believe, in the realm. Yeah. We can also see moths on a Deathslinger cosmetic named Twilight Swarm. We also know that frogs exist within the realm's swamps, from Wraith's Marsh Madness cosmetics, which tells a story of him using many frogs to create himself a cloak. Hunk wields the same standard combat knife that is used within Resident Evil 2, and also 3. The same can be seen, although smaller, on the character model of Jill. Feng Min is shown to have multiple different player numbers on varying cosmetics. On her base cosmetic, her sleeve has the number 9, however on her The Main Event outfit, she has the number 8 on her back. The recent rift charm named Meg-Alodon has flavor text that reads, "Her, Meg, running team, came up with some less than flattering nicknames for her," likely a reference to the community's own usage of this name. Interesting how it was incorporated into the lore. I personally really like when they do this kind of stuff. In the lead up to the Dredge's arrival to the realm, a series of social media posts were put out, asking where Maurice the horse had gone. We then discovered that he had been consumed by the Dredge, and we further received a community-made charm with a Coldwind Farm milk carton asking where Maurice was. The carton features the well-known loop, Cow Tree, on the front. The tablet of the Priestess charm depicts the same scene we can see within one of the lore artwork pieces released by Behavior. In one of the attempts to write the Legion in Susie's notebook, she spells it Leggin. The largest one also interestingly has hooks featured within it. Joey is the only member of the Legion whose last name we do not know. We know Frank and Julie's from the base and tome lore, and we know Susie's from her school ID charm, but Joey's is still a mystery. In the charm, Carl doll, we learn the sad story of Carl the Cashier, and the fate he met during the Ghostface trailer cutscene, with the charm stating that he took the shift that led to his demise after his co-worker called in sick. Poor Carl. In the charm Death Do Us Part, we can see the face of the nurse's husband, Andrew Smithson. The Soundwave charm is very likely a section of the main All Kill theme. A similar sound shape can be seen in the All Kill teaser trailer. The Vacation Crow charm is quite possibly a reference to the Dead by Daylight dating simulator game Hooked on You, which took place on a sandy island. The blue purpley glow of the Deep Rift cosmetics is likely from the blue fog we see surrounding the archive menu. It's quite possible that these cosmetics hold some kind of power, or have a closer tie to the memories they were pulled from. Interestingly, the cosmetics seem to suggest that the bright blue and purple colours are actually a benefit within the fog, which is, Wesker has the largest terror radius out of any killer, with a terror radius of 40 meters. The smallest terror radius without using a power is Tier 1 Myers, who doesn't have one. The BP Gummies charm has flavor text which suggests they taste like cherry. This is quite possible, with behavior saying iridescent shards contained large amounts of vitamin D and sugar, meaning their appearance as snacks and possible taste of cherry isn't that absurd. The Trickster's bat, Serpent's Kiss, features a large snake curling around the length of it. A small feature that is quite cool though is that the grip of the bat also appears to be some kind of snakeskin. In the Deep Rift outfit for Mikaela, we discover a few interesting things. First of all, the logo of the cafe she worked at, the Moonstones logo, and the fact that she designed it. Also within the lower part, we can read that she has collected items from within the trials. The notes to self could be her trying to overcome the memory wipe that comes with each trial end. And the collection of items seems similar to the behaviors of characters like Benedict Baker or Vigo. Adam's Deep Rift cosmetic has a journal in the backpack, and reference to Vigo within the flavor text, potentially suggesting that Adam is in possession of one of his journals. There are many unused perks in-game that are the unlicensed versions of licensed perks. These have appeared at different points on different platforms. Each Halloween sweater for the survivors features key things that reference their personality or lore. Two interesting ones are that Felix's is laid out like a blueprint, as he's an architect. Also, Feng's features a controller, and more specifically, the Laser Bear's gamepad that we can see within a charm. On the Garden of Joy, a faint crying sound can be heard around the living room area with the fireplace. It's quite likely from those who are featured in the painting. Their fate, likely the dredge. The symbol that is shown on Lisa's friend Pam during the Tome cutscene is the same that we can see on the Huntress's Snow Ram's skull mask. It is likely this symbol represents death. It is quite likely the symbol that Lisa uses later to summon the entity to save her, and is the one Elodie uses to save her from death also. Carlos has the largest character model out of any of the survivors in the game. The Shape's knife can be seen pinned into the table on Dead Dawg Saloon in one of the back rooms, suggesting a potential situation where the killers were playing a card game and things got out of hand. Either that or it's just a reused asset, which is probably more likely. We have lots of characters from Resident Evil in the game now, even some of the smaller ones, but one that featured in both Resident Evil and Resident Evil 3 was Brad Vickers. Although he doesn't feature in-game as a skin, we can see him in a poster on the RPD map. 2022 has been the year with the most different events within the game. Potential Energy has the longest perk description out of all the available perks currently in the game. The Legion have a base chase music track like other killers, but they also have unique tracks that play when one of the mixtape add-ons are run. They can further combine together to make a second unique sound. The Trapper's Mask, named the Iron Man, design greatly resembles the original mask seen in the film Iron Man of the Mark I suit of armor. The short distance gold charm mentions that Meg broke regional records during what was likely her tome cutscene when she broke her leg during a race. The current fastest in Colorado is 11.41 seconds, according to athletic.net. During sprint burst you run 6 meters per second, meaning Meg is only using about half of her full potential, even when utilizing this perk. Alright, well that's gonna do it. I do hope you enjoyed. Thanks, and goodbye. Thought we'd go classic for this one.